How's it going, people? Today we're talking about a Bitcoin Cash bug that was found by a Bitcoin core developer named Cory Fields. So, on the 25th of April 2018, Cory Fields found a bug in the Bitcoin Cash code, which would have just been devastating if it went live. So we're going to touch on it, but just to let you know that this vulnerability was fixed 2 weeks later on the 7th of May 2018 without incident. But there's a reason that we're hearing about it now and not back then. So let's dive down. Thanks to responsible disclosure, Bitcoin Cash was kept safe. The problem was fixed, and now we get to hear and learn about it. So if Cory were to release that information on the Bitcoin Cash bug when he found it, all the fucking evil people out there would go and just break Bitcoin Cash. They'd just fuck it all up. So thanks to Cory keeping his mouth shut and disclosing it to the correct people, there was no incident. So let's look at how he did this. Let's look at how he found the bug, and let's just see what happened. Like what happened basically. So Cory managed to get in touch with the Bitcoin Cash developers anonymously. So there's a reason he kept himself anonymous as well. So like, there's a lot of money involved in the Bitcoin Cash system / network. There's billions in there, and if he comes out saying, "Oh, there's a bug," and then it breaks the Bitcoin Cash ecosystem, like that's a lot of money that's going to be like maybe blamed on him. Some people are going to be like, "Hey, he found it. He probably broke it." Like they're going to have that mindset. They're going to lose a lot of money, and they'll be like, "What's he just done, mate? Like, has he mugged us off here?" But so that's the reason he kept anonymous, because he needed to keep himself safe. And he wanted to disclose it privately to just the Bitcoin Cash developers, because the public would take advantage of the bug. So this bug was so significant that if someone were to successfully exploit it, it would have stopped transactions from happening safely. So this is to do with like the transaction code. Like what happened was some of that got changed. I'll go into that in a minute. Basically, if transactions weren't allowed to happen safely, the whole utility and value of the Bitcoin Cash system just would be worthless. Like, if your money's not safe and you can't use that money to move it about, it's worth nothing. Like, that's the whole purpose of it. If you can't do that and you can't keep it safe, there's no value. So that's how devastating this bug could have been. But it got found, it got settled, and let's dive deeper. So, like I was saying before, a portion of the transaction code was altered, and this changed the underlying code. So let me just explain that a bit better. So, with blockchain, because of the way it's all set up and the code behind it, you have to be very, very, very careful when you're playing with a transaction code. If it messes up the hashes that are happening in the background, like the whole thing just doesn't work anymore. So you have to be super careful. And what this developer did, he wasn't changing the code, he was just refactoring it, which it makes it easier to read, it makes it like more optimized. But when he did this, when he refactored it, he actually changed what the code did. So that's where the big problem is. If you change the code, if what happens is, you'll have two. So say like you've got the Bitcoin Cash blockchain like this. If you change the code, like into that version goes live, what's going to happen is it's going to split off into two separate chains like this. So if you've got two chains fighting each other, that's just not an ideal situation. You're basically just destroying the currency. So when you make these code changes, it all has to still work on the same chain. You can't break the hash. You can't break the hashes that are all running on this main chain. I've done a more advanced video on how the Bitcoin and blockchain actually works, so go check that video out if you want to know more about that. But basically what happened is, what could have happened is a chain split could have happened where two versions of the blockchain produce different code, and that's just, one will accept your transaction, the other won't. So the other will be like, nah, that's not legit. The other one, but yeah, it is legit. So if you've got two fighting, that's it. So when this new version went live, it broke the hash-based proof of work cryptography that was like behind it all. Luckily, nobody found it but Cory, and he managed to get it fixed before people were able to exploit it. So funds are safe. There's no like nothing to worry about. It's all done and dusted. It's in the past, but it's important to learn about this and the lesson we can take from this. So when the bug was discovered, half of the Bitcoin Cash network had already updated to this broken version. So if everybody had updated to the broken version, maybe you could be like, oh, well, everyone's on it, so it's not the end of the world. But because 50% were on the broken version and 50% were on the older version, like that would have just split it completely into two, and it would just, like, you're just fighting with each other and it'll just go nowhere, basically. So Cory managed to get in contact with the Bitcoin Cash developers anonymously, but it wasn't easy for the guy, man. It took him a lot of digging. There was just no easy way to contact them. So Cory, a Bitcoin core developer who works on Bitcoin, has gone out of the way to like really have Bitcoin Cash's back. So I've just done an article on Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, so go check that out, like the Bitcoin versus Bitcoin Cash bullshit. But it shows that there's a bigger picture here. Like, people are working together in this space. Like, it's not Bitcoin versus Bitcoin Cash, it's Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. Like, there's no war. It's two currencies trying to achieve different things but also sort of the same things, and all they're trying to do at the end of the day is get a currency or a digital way for you to move money about to other people without having a bank in the middle. Like, you're in full control of your money. If there's two currencies having a crack at that rather than just one, like, I'm all for it. Just let as many have a go and let the best technology win. So that's my view on Bitcoin versus Bitcoin Cash. And having these work together like Cory has done with these, it just, I don't know, I think that's what we should focus on, rather than like each other winding each other side up, spreading misinformation like, oh, this is better. Like, they both got benefits. Let's focus on them. Let's work together and let's progress, rather than, like, debate is healthy. Like, don't get me wrong, I like debating. I like spreading information that way. But at this point, like, most of it's just fight. Well, most of it's like generalizing, but a lot of it's fighting. So we just need to cut that out. We need to progress together. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. It's just my view. So thanks to a couple of changes on a few lines of code, like, a whole currency, a cryptocurrency, could have been taken out overnight. Like, that's how reviewing code and how responsible and diligent it is that you take the time to like knuckle down, review it, double check it, triple check it, quadruple check it. Otherwise, this could happen. So thanks to Cory, the day is saved, but it can happen again in the future. So let's be careful, people. So I think that's about it. Like, check out my Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash article, because like that's more more in detail than this. But that's about everything. Check out Cory Fields. He's on me. A link to his article is on my website, so you can see his account of it. You get to see like his full account. That's about it. I lost steam at the end, but I'm just about to do a Bitcoin versus Bitcoin Cash video now after this one. So if you've been watching my previous video, I changed shirts so it looked like I didn't just do one video after the other, but nobody knows. That's our secret, people. Thanks for watching. Check me socials out, like me stuff, share me stuff. I love you for it. It makes me, I don't know, it just feels good, man. Help a brother out, you know what I mean? I stream on Twitch, check me out. That's everything. Stay tuned for more. Let me know in the comments what you want to see. If you got any questions, I'll just help you out. I'll have a chat. I'm on the Discord, chatting away on there, so if you got any problems, hit me up. Thanks for watching. On to the next one. Peace.